With the second round starting today, later with the Nuggets and Timberwolves, I have to make a video about my predictions for the second round of the NBA playoffs. Now, we still have one last series that is not ended yet. Cavs and Magic Game 7 on Sunday. But since the second round is starting earlier than the first round ending, I have to make it, and it won't really affect my prediction, anyways, whatever team advances. So let's get into the four series. We have the Mavericks versus OKC Thunder. We have the Timberwolves versus the Nuggets. We have the Knicks versus the Pacers, and the Celtics versus the Cavs slash Magic. And let's start with what I believe is the worst series out of these four. Now, all of these series are going to be amazing, but I just think it's the worst series out of the four is the Cavs slash Magic versus the Celtics. I got the Celtics in 6 because now the Cavs and Magic are both really great defensive teams, but their offense has not been good at all. Both teams, even the Cavs with Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, who are great offensive players, their offense hasn't been that good. And the Celtics can shoot these teams out of the game. So I have the Celtics winning this game series. And Celtics also have just better depth than the Cavs and Magic. Now, Cavs and Magic have really good players, but Celtics also have better star power. Cavs and Magic have decent depth. Celtics have better star power than them, so I got the Celtics winning. Now let's go to the other Eastern Conference matchup. We got the Pacers versus the Knicks. I got the Knicks winning in 7. The Knicks already took a hard-fought series win versus the Sixers, and the Pacers are going to be the same. Now, the Knicks defense is great, but the Pacers offense has also been really good this season. I believe they are second in offensive rating behind the Celtics, and although their defense was bad at first, the additions of Siakam, TJ McConnell playing more minutes, Andrew Nembhard back from injury has helped their defense become decent actually. So, I mean, their defense is not bad as shown in the Bucks series. They did pretty well against Damian Lillard in the last game. And TJ McCollum brings that spark out the offense and defense. Tyrese Halliburton hasn't did well, so he might be able to make a bounce. But I still have the Knicks winning because Jalen Brunson is him in the playoffs, scoring 39 plus points or 37 plus points in the last 4 games of the Knicks series versus the 76ers, which is the first time since Michael Jordan. So he is going crazy right now. And I believe they will win the Pacers just because their offense has been all pretty decent. And I feel like they could overwhelm the Pacers defense, who their perimeter defense is okay. They have McConnell off the bench and Nemhard, but Brunson could beat that. And the supporting cast for the Knicks has more experience than the Pacers. Basically, the only Pacers with experience in the playoffs is Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam, like big experience. So I got the Knicks winning. Next, we have the Western Conference Series, which I think will be amazing. OKC versus Mavericks. This is really tough. But I got the Mavericks actually upsetting the OKC Thunder in 7. Now, this series is going to be crazy, but as a Clipper fan, I've watched the Mavericks a lot. And although the OKC Thunder do have a better supporting cast, the Mavericks, Luka Doncic, has been looking much better in the last few games from his injury, and Kyrie has been insane in the playoffs so far. Now the OKC Thunder have like Lou Dort and better like perimeter defense, but I feel like their paint defense is gonna take a dive. Now Lively and Gafford are really great players, and the Thunder only have Chet Holmgren. Their backup center is still kind of like not that good. So I feel like the Mavericks could use that to their advantage. And Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving have more experience than Shea, which doesn't matter too much, but it matters a little, like in clutch situations and stuff. So I got the Mavericks winning in 7 versus the Thunder. Now this can go Thunder too, because they have been great. Their offense and defense are really good. But I have the Mavericks winning this one. Now we got the Nuggets versus the Timberwolves. I have the Nuggets winning in 7. The Timberwolves are well suited to versus the Nuggets. They have Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels for defense on Jamal Murray, and Rudy Gobert for defense on Nikola Jokic. But Jokic and Murray are playoff risers. They have been crazy in the playoffs so far, especially Murray, who dropped 2 buzzer beaters showing his clutch gene. But the same thing can be said with Anthony Edwards, who have been insane in the playoffs as well, averaging 31 points and versus the Suns sweeping them. So this is going to be a really tough series for both teams. Anthony Edwards last year has shown, even though Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is a pretty good defender, he has shown to be cooking the Nuggets. And last year they took them to 5, but they had no Naz Reid, Jalen McDaniels, and Kyle Anderson, who are really great role players, and especially Jaden McDaniels, who is their best wing defender at least. And it was hard for the Nuggets to win that. So without Bruce Brown, let's see if the Nuggets can do this. The Timberwolves definitely have better depth. The bench is better than the Nuggets with like players like Kyle Anderson, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and also with the role players like Mike Conley. Naz Reid has been great too. I feel like the Timberwolves have a great chance, but I'm still taking the Nuggets because they are the defending champions, and I feel like they're just in the playoffs unstoppable, their offense. And the Wolves' offense have been great in the playoffs, but in the regular season, their offense hasn't been as good. While the defense has been pretty good, but no one can stop Jokic, and Gobert has been Jokic has been pretty good against Gobert in previous playoffs, like the 2020 bubble playoffs and last season. But Cat is, a big X factor for their offense as well. Because Rudy and Cat is gonna be hard to guard for the Nuggets with Jokic having to be on probably Rudy, but they could easily switch Cat onto Rudy, or Jokic on something like that. But those are my predictions. I have Mavericks, Nuggets in the conference finals, and I have the Celtics, Knicks, and I'm gonna pick Nuggets, Celtics finals, and I have the Celtics winning. But more in depth on that once the conference finals and the finals come. That's basically it. Thank you guys for watching. We're out.